thing on? Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's where we can kick it. Everything is going down. They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo, on the weekends, Roy Anthony.
Okay, love you guys.
All right, love you too.
All right,
bye-bye.
What it do? What it do? What it do? I heard you telling somebody said I love you too. That'd be your son. His voice is deep.
No, that time it was my brother.
Oh, okay. Because I'm about to say, man, he was like, yeah.
But my 13-year-old sounds just like that. But good morning, Sugarfoot Sweet Face. How you doing, honey?
What it do? What it do? What it do?
So I invited a guest.
Oh, she's in the house. We'll bring her in a minute while we do our intros and everything. I see her in the back, Miss Trina, aka Courage. I like that. She already making a statement. Everybody, welcome to the Roy Anthony Show. It's been, look, I don't know what it is, but it's been hot. It's hot. Everywhere I've been is hot. And so for real. But this is the Roy Anthony Show. I'm Roy Anthony. This is one of my co-stars, Cynthia Joi. Big Hank usually comes in a little late because he's always doing something for the church. And then we have Willette Hurst, who is also, she'd be popping in a little bit here because she has some stuff that she had to take care of. Richard King says, CEO, don't forget to send your link out, which we did. We're no longer coming live through Facebook. We're coming live completely through the YouTube. It's just blowing us up more. Facebook was putting constraints on us a lot. And like I said, this is Roy Anthony Show. We're based off the Woe Entertainment, which was created by Richard King, aka Redneck Pimp, along with the co-creator Goose. And then we have our social producer who keeps us running, Blue Phoenix. Real name Jennifer, but she keeps us afloat. And with the different situations, she's another warrior who's battled major illnesses and is just strong with it. I see Miss Willette Hurst is in the house. Let's bring our co-stars always in first. What's up? How you doing? Good to see you. And so,
hey, honey bun, how are you?
Yeah, everybody knows now you got that going on, Cynthia Joi. No matter where you go, somebody's going to expect you to say that. It's on my comedy routine. I'll be like my sister. I've been working on this one for real. What's up, cinnamon toasted?
I don't know what he's saying.
But Blue Phoenix is awesome. That's what Richard King said. She's awesome. Along with our other social producer, I don't never want to leave him off. That's Athens. He does a lot of stuff. And I know that he is finding, if somebody's looking for a job and trying to get somewhere started, I'm telling you, cybersecurity is the way to go. They're training you while they paying you, because a lot of people have, and sometimes you got one person as an IT cybersecurity guy, and so these companies is, you got hackers and scammers, and so companies are paying. If you're looking for a profession and better than what you're doing, try out the cybersecurity. They're offering positions. If you want to sit in there, learn, and work at the same time, I believe in that. I also want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Matthew Brooks. And then I want to give a big shout out to our neighbors like the BB Nation. Matter of fact, on Wednesday nights, tomorrow on Wednesday nights, I tell anybody this is one of the guys that, I listen to this group. This is the BB Nation. On Wednesday nights, they have Hump Day Hangover. You go through the StreamYard, or you can go on their sites. You can go to StreamYard.com and you look it up. Look up BB Nation. And man, I be having a good time with them. J-Dub. We always have Carl Loomis comes on our show. I like to show them a lot of love. That's the BB Nation in Oregon. Then we got the SRVs. We got, the VRS. I said it all different. Veterans Syndicate. And then we have all our friends, neighbors. Miss Willette is an evangelist who's gone around the U.S. Preaching word and stuff, bringing an inspirational hope to people. I've seen that. Stopping at rest areas, boy, because I said, you got to be brave. I don't stop at I don't even talk to nobody at the rest area. If I'm out of time, I'm the one that they scared. I hope that they find me missing, because I ain't trying to be. And then I'll be like a deer using a bath. When I'm using a bath, I'm like a deer trying to drink water. I'll be looking around and stuff for real, One time I was in the rest area and the guy came and he stood right beside me while we were using the toilet. And I'm like, you all this space, you want to stand right by me? But anyway, I'm inspiring. We have a guest in the back. We haven't forgot about you, Miss Trina, aka Courage. Today's subject, we've been saying, who are you today? And what do you see yourself in 5 years?
He forgot.
And I said this subject because I was listening to Cynthia Joi. I know our last show Thursday, it seemed a little chaotic and it got a little bit off what we say. Look, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to be honest. The terminology is not a confrontation. It's a conversation. It's a thing that I had to constantly say, even growing up, coming to the hood. I said, let me go. I need to talk to this person.
I'm sorry.
But I'm trying to let them know it's not a conversation. It's a conversation. Right. Now, have I perfected it? No. It's therapeutic. Because I constantly got to say myself, Roy, it is not a confrontation.
Right.
Sometimes people say some things to me. I'm not lying. I got all types of marks on the back of my tongue because I'm chewing gums and everything, like, Lord. But Roy,
some things get kind of
tense. You feel me?
That's life, though. You know what I'm saying? All conversations ain't gonna always be peaceful ones.
Yeah. And see, sometimes people say, see, y'all know I'm a Christ-like person. And I'm bringing Trina in, but we had to get this out, this in-home stuff. We get our own problems out the way before we bring in guests.
Absolutely.
And as anybody know, there's a person lacking from the show. I ain't bringing them up and everything because it wasn't nothing happened on the show. I want anybody to know that. If you don't see, I'm not even saying their name because I'm not into that. I'm not into throwing no one under the bus. But my spirit was perplexed last show. And I knew I was countering something because Paul said, we don't just deal with flesh and blood. We deal with spirits, principalities, evils unawares.
Absolutely.
And one of the things the Lord ain't never told me to cower down and run from a situation. He told me, he said, I am your light and your salvation. Whom shall you fear? I am your strength. Who shall I be afraid? When the wicked get along with those who dislike me, my enemies and foes, and they raise up to eat of my flesh, they stumble and they fall. That means I ain't ran away because he prepared a table for me in the presence of my enemies. And my cup runs over. That means I'm constantly doing like this. My enemies want to jump. I'll be like, hold up. Wait till my cup is empty. I don't have to, man. This is something I work with. It's not a confrontation. That's why we have the podcast. I'm a professional stand-up comedian. And sometimes I'm misjudged by some things I say. So what I do is we have a podcast where we have a conversation. Now, will it get confrontational? I never said it wouldn't.
Sorry.
You know what? I'm so
But
proud of you.
I want to bring our guest in, you know.
Before we bring our guest in, can I say something,
Yes.
please?
Oh, yes. Go
So
ahead.
I
Oh,
want
wait a minute. Hold
to.
up. Now she want to lift her finger, Joel. Oh, now we in church.
You right. I was just saying. Now
Yeah,
she
now
got manners.
excuse me. Now, go ahead, Miss Willette.
So I want to offer my apologies to Roy for last week's show, and for offending you last week. That wasn't my intention. If I offended you.
I'm gonna tell you something. I told you I like the character that you'll have. Your DNA is you're a protector.
Mhm.
But sometimes we got to know who we protecting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm bold with the Lord. I'm not gonna call, but I'm gonna call it out. I've been calling it out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm saying that, okay, when I'm saying this, I'm trying to show how we can make money because I walk off the pattern that I set, my blueprint. So if you want to keep you from begging and asking people on social media, hit me up. But when you want to interrupt, you're like, everybody ain't like mine. Well, what mine are you?
You know what?
You want to get paid, or do you want to just stick with the way you are?
I'm about to ask you on this podcast to send me $100.
Oh, babe, check this out. You got that. I'm not wealthy, but I'm gonna send that.
Well, I'll take some too.
Nah, see, now y'all going too far. Y'all better take it to the Lord.
Talking about
You
taking
got
to the
cattle
Lord.
on 1,000 hills.
Wait, she got to take it to the Lord. I got to take it to the Lord. You told her, sure.
You
she
even got
that
stuck for a
on.
second. You didn't even know. The Lord said, "How dare you do that?" You got stuck like this for a minute. Then she, as soon as you asked and put your hand up, the Lord froze you.
The Lord was like, she been on the
Right there.
train all morning.
Stop right there. Oh, you
Joy, he
Cynthia,
tried to
were
pay.
you
He
serious,
tried to pay us back
Were
for
you
last
serious,
week when he
Cynthia?
was stuck.
Well, you yeah, mentioning that. I'm glad you brought that up. I was gonna
That
wait
was
for
hilarious.
Hank Wall. I saw that part. I had to cry laughing. I said, "Oh, they bagged on me. They bagged on me." Are you serious, Cynthia?
That was so hilarious. Have a good one, baby.
Were you
That was
serious?
hilarious, honey.
Huh?
I am if you got it, but if you ain't got it, don't worry about it. We'll talk later. I'm listening. Don't
Yeah.
worry about
Well,
that.
but you see,
But if
see
she
how
don't
awkward
want
that
it,
was?
if she
No,
don't
I
want
do
it, I'll
want it, but
take
my
it.
point is be bold enough. The way people are bold enough to do extra things with other people, I'm bold enough to ask you right here in front of the
Directly.
people.
But you can
Direct.
call me on the phone and stuff.
Right.
You know, this is tape. We don't want people to think like, hey, I can't stand when they tell me I got the love of the Lord and you just begging.
Right.
When David said, I was young and now I'm old, I never seen the righteous forsaken or their seed begging for bread.
Absolutely.
But see, some of y'all Christians.
Absolutely.
Let me bring in Trina, because she sent up here.
I'm over here
Tell us
crying,
something about
man.
your friend, because she's a guest of yours, right, Cynthia?
Absolutely.
Why don't you tell her about us before we bring her in?
So Trina, I met Trina about a year and a half ago. She is my stroke sister. And we've been lifting each other up. She has joined my Strengthen You team as Courage because she's redefining herself after stroke. She's reinventing herself. So she's trying to find her voice. And the topic that we was going to talk about today, I felt like she fit right into that conversation. So yeah, boo. That's who she
Y'all
is.
see me moving around. I was listening to you, but for some reason, there was some look like a flying ant around this mud. And I'm like, what? So you see me fighting stuff, y'all continue. But wait a minute, let's bring Trina in. I'm gonna bring Trina in. We're bringing Trina in. How you doing, Miss Trina, aka Courage?
Fine. How are you?
I cannot complain.
I know that's right.
Tell us about, give us your name and tell us about yourself.
My name is Katrina.
Katrina.
And I go by Courage because I am stepping out and trying to have a voice for myself.
Okay.
I am a 4.5-year stroke survivor.
Watch out.
And I'm on the Strengthen You team with Miss Joy.
And y'all doing that, and that's encouraging me because y'all built upon some people. I've seen have a stroke, and they ain't the same since. I'm listening to y'all talk, and when I met Cynthia, I was just overblown. She done part of our crew, and then to bring you in, because all you guests about. What city are you in?
I'm in Bryan, Texas.
Bryan, Texas. I've never heard of it, but I heard of Texas.
Right. That's what I told her when she told me.
And so, how many people in Bryan, Texas?
Ooh, I want to say, well, we the home of. Have you heard of the Aggies, Texas A&M?
Yes, I've heard Texas A&M.
We right there, Bryan College Station, so it's connected.
So y'all don't have those areas where, since that's a college, where it's called sundown or something. I've been reading on this, and some of the fellas been talking about we're going to go protest.
If they do, I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, these city areas in Texas where they tell you can't. This is America, and they telling you sundown, where blacks ain't supposed to come out or something. You know.
Well, I mean, that's when we come out, when the sun go down.
That's what I'm
hot right now.
Some people just meet.
It's 100 and something, huh?
It's like 105 yesterday, so by 8 o'clock it's already 100.
The devil.
Boy, where you want your? I cooked you some eggs. Where they at? Over there on the sidewalk. They was cooking there.
Yes, baby. I looked out the window yesterday, and it's like it's no grass out there. No, it's all burnt from the sun.
Grass, like we can't handle this. I blame this heat because of all the stuff they keep shooting in the air. It's really messing up their ozone. You know. It used to be when I'm in Kansas City. I live in Long Beach, but I come to Kansas City, and it used to be where it snowed in the middle of October. Now it snows from January to May. You know. Hey, now let me ask you, Trina. Let's get on back about you. And okay, for the 4.5 years you had a stroke. Can you describe what made you think you led to it?
Stress.
Shut up, Roy.
You touched my heart. You touched my heart like you hit the dead. Stress.
I have learned. It's a process of learning before and after trauma that you go through. And I can say now that it's holding on to stuff that I can't change. Basically, you hold on to stuff that you need to put in God's hands. That in your hands is harming you, but in his hand, he can do more with it than what you can do with it. And so I was going through losing people, losing my mother, my sister, and my father. And I had went through depression, and it was like I was in a point that if I could change it, if I could bring them back, and it was something that I couldn't change God's word, and it led to just being stressed and letting darkness come into me that spread.
I have a question that for both y'all. It just came on here. Okay. It says, question for Miss Cynthia or Trina. As a family member of a stroke patient, how do you continue to encourage them when they want to give up?
You want to start first, Trina?
Ooh. It's going to be hard, but you have to be... I'm going to try to put it like this. A stroke survivor has to go through steps to recovery themselves before they can accept what you are saying. Because to them, if they haven't accepted the fact that they didn't had a stroke, or I had it, I'm going to recover from it. If they don't get that mind state, whatever you telling them, they're going to take it into as negativity. All I can say to you is just keep being positive. Keep making them get up and try. Don't baby them, make them do it. And then after a while, but you have to just let them set in and live, just let them recover, because everybody walk in different levels. Now, don't say, well, this person had a stroke and they doing it. Don't do that because that's going to discourage them. That's going to make them sit back and feel like they're not pushing hard enough or it's no use to even try. But just keep being there and do positive, speak positivity into them.
That's wise. Miss Cynthia.
Yes, honey. First of all, I got to say I love that answer because that was right on point. Because that's very important. But I would say, as a family of a patient dealing with stroke, first thing you have to do is, like Trina said, let them embrace that moment. They have to accept that that's what it is that happened to them, and then find resources for them, like support groups. And you can find us, girl. We'll talk about that later.
Now,
it's important that you celebrate every little moment with them. Like if they got up and they went to the bathroom on their own, you celebrate that with them. If they said a new word today, you celebrate that. You show them that every little inch is a mile and they are making monumental gains as long as they're doing something to elevate their recovery. And it's just going to be a process. I would just say be as patient as possible and just accept the fact that some things you're not going to be able to help them with. They have to be able to help themselves and be strong enough to, search out those things that they need for themselves, because every stroke looks different.
And I noticed, Cynthia, that there's something. I want to show this video.
Oh, Lord.
Of Miss Cynthia. And I made a video, and everybody know by trade, I'm a civil designer. And one of the things that I'm certified in is ADA certification, which is American Disability Act. And one of the things she says in this video is that what we're actually working on, people don't know that old buildings and, you go into a old pay your bill or, some commercial buildings that they had to start renovating it for ADA accessibilities. Sometimes doorways is too small and nobody wants to rub their knuckles if you had to go through the door, your wheelchair person.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the bathrooms had to have things set at a level, because you got to see where we had to learn is that we had to sit in a chair and see how much, a chair that wheels around and see what you can do, because we take advantage. Something as simple as people who has the trees that hangs over a walkway, a sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
People really don't know is that they should keep their trees at least cut 8 feet from the surface. Some people like their trees hanging down, because I found out that blind people, even though they're using their canes and they listen for sounds, because when you lose one of our senses, something else develops better. So blind people got a tendency to hear better. But what they can't do is project when they're going to walk into a leaf from a tree hanging down, and it startles them to make them jump off the sidewalk and get hit by a car. These has been scenarios. Mm-hmm. But Cynthia Joi brought up something. I want to play this if we can. I'm going to bring this up.
Here goes Sugarfoot.
Hey, Sugar.
I'm going to play this.
Man, I don't know why this came in my head, but it's starting to bother me. And now I got the address, not even just on here, but all kind of places y'all about to start seeing it. But for real, I was just like, damn, we got all these handicapped bathrooms, but everybody ain't got no handicap button for you to get in the damn door. Like, you want to go to a club, the people in a wheelchair can't roll in. Y'all think of what, with people in wheelchairs, they don't want to kick it and have a good time, have some drinks? It's just boggling to me that we're supposed to be making things to where everybody is equal and everybody's accepted and all this type of shit, because everybody want to meet their quota with having a disabled in their building or whatever, but you don't really make a way for them. There's no handicap button to get in the bathroom of these establishments. There's no way to get in the building of these establishments. So the thing is, like, you see somebody who drove up, because it's people who still drive in wheelchairs. So, okay, they get out their car, they get in their chair, they make it to your door. You see them roll up? If you don't see them roll up, do they gotta wait on somebody else to come and hold the door open for them to be able to get inside this building and be able to enjoy themselves just like everybody else? And then the other thing I was thinking about, it could only be because some of these problems I had to deal with, and so it started to come to my mind and make me start to ask questions, like the grinder salt and pepper shaker. We know it's fancy and everybody think it tastes better and all that, but why not have options on the table? All of us can't twist. I can't twist shit. So real talk, why not make it to where I'm comfortable? Because all you do when you have stuff like grinders and doors with no buttons for us to get in is remind us of what it is that we're not capable of doing when we try to live our life like we're handy capable. Know that there's nothing we can't do. We just need adaptation and figuring out how it's supposed to get done. And that means we utilize buttons to open doors for us. We utilize shakers that shake the salt and peppers out. We utilize, I don't know, suction cups. I mean, cutting boards with suction cups because we can't hold the other thing while we cutting stuff. So, I mean, we try to find ways and buy gadgets and different things to help us do things, but at the same time, we need the world to be on the same page we are. Ask the same questions. How about we got all these handicapped bathrooms, but not a button for the handy capable to get inside the building? Let's think about that. I wonder why. I'm gonna speak up on this more often until something happens. Absolutely.
Well, something did happen. You know, something did happen because we just was able to show it. It stopped me to think about it. Miss Trina, Miss Cynthia, Miss Willette, you know, Big Hank will be popping in here in a second, a little bit. I'm gonna ask you something, which was dealing with the like my man Gregory. I know that he's in a wheelchair. ADA accessible, seriously.
See,
looking, I still struggle to go to events that aren't accessible. See, this is where I feel like you just laying out some ideas that needs to go on the shelf. Remember, I was trying to bring that up about what Master P was saying. You had my mind stuck on that that cutting board with the suction.
Me too, because I didn't.
And we claiming on there. So if you try to come up with that idea, it is been on the video. We got proof with 3 witnesses and everything. So nobody tried to steal the invention. But you just ran down some stuff. Yeah. And let me ask y'all a question. I'm gonna ask both. This to you, Trina. And look, this is a conversation board. You have something to say, don't worry about it. You got to be yourself. You said earlier, Trina, that you want to get your voice, right? You come in and you talk with us. Y'all part of the SNU. Joy got that running well. Look here, you just having some more general people, and it's not, even though our forecast show black folks, we got a lot of white neighbors, Latino neighbors. Some of them supposed to be popping in, some are not. They just listen to us and stuff. So this starts here when you have a voice. You've been having a voice, but here you're talking to more people. Like Miss Willette, I have something to share with you before we go farther into. I want everyone to look at, especially y'all two. Cynthia, y'all, you went to 2 years ago. You said 4.5 years ago. Some people just had a stroke, couldn't see. We was asking, what do you see yourself as today? And what do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay.
Now, 5 years ago, you never thought that you would be being stroke victims.
No.
Is that a reasonable statement to make? You didn't see yourself in this situation 5 years ago.
No, I didn't. I wouldn't have thought of it.
Now, how do you see yourself 5 years from now?
I see myself as, I'm not going to say, because the stroke the stroke already did happen, but I see myself developing into a more positive person, a more person that's gonna embrace anything that comes my way now. I'm not scared to face it. I'm not scared to say, oh, I'm not gonna overcome it. Now
Oh,
I'm
I'm
gonna
getting
say, yeah, I
chills.
can beat this.
Y'all got chills. I feel that.
Ooh, I got chills on that, baby.
I
So
felt that.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Doing this, going through this
Woo.
is where I found my strength. It's where I found my faith in God. Because without Him, He came into my room and told me. I heard His voice. Told me I was gonna walk again.
Hey.
And everything that He told me to do, I done. When I was laying up in that bed, paralyzed, He told me how to get up, get myself up, get behind a chair, and start walking. Because I didn't have no physical therapy. Well, by the time I made it to physical therapy, they was like, wow, I was up on the cane. And so it taught me to move when He say to move. Because when I moved without Him hearing His voice, I would fall flat on the floor. And I said, okay, Lord, I learned my lesson. You know. So like 5 years from now, I see myself still with strength in You. And when she brought this opportunity, when Joy brought this opportunity to me, I called and said, I don't know why, but my spirit is saying this is finna go further. We finna help so many people. And this is what I want to be a part of. And I see this pushing more. In 5 years, this gonna be bigger than what it is now. And we claiming it and we gonna push. Like I statement is, we might be late, but we gonna show up.
Come on.
Hey, now,
I'm laughing.
No, go ahead, Miss Willette.
I'm laughing because what I tell you, Miss Cynthia, what I tell you, the thing of it is, and I got chills because I'm so excited for where God's taking you guys. Because you've been through what you've been through, you're going to free all the people that want to lay there and just die. Just like whoever put the comment in there. When I'm saying you guys are so bright lights, God got so much greatness in you guys that you're going to impact people. You're going to give them when they want to get up and just lay there, they just remember your voice and they see that Miss Trina reinvented herself because of the stroke. Miss Joy, Cynthia Joi, reinvented herself because of the stroke. They can say, hey, because they did it. They went through it. I did it.
But see, that's what I want to say. Now, from 5 years from now, and to encourage them, you said one of the things that affected you was stress. See, I want to go to where we counter that. Y'all the people who has been through where stress, this is victim stress. Now, I'm going to state this statement. When I was moving back to Los Angeles permanently in 96, I stopped. My grandfather was the only male figure I had. And as far as a positive, right? And he told me this two things. He said, son, I'm going to give you two things, and you carry these two things, and you're going to be you're going to be all right living. He died when he was 94 and he was still healthy. It was something that medical, whatever. But anyway, at this time, he's probably like 75, 76 when he told me this. He said, one, never stress. He said, stress kills you. He said, if there's something you cannot do, you know you would do it, but you can't do it, don't worry about it. Because then you're taking things out of God's hands. Because he says, if you're going to pray, don't worry. If you're going to worry, don't pray.
Facts.
And then he told me, always keep your word. He said, I don't care what it is, keep your word. He said, because stress will kill you, but not keeping your word to have somebody else kill you. And so I wanted to see where here's a person who's facing it. What the first thing we had to do is tell them, put things in God's hands because he'll meet you where you're at. Because you got some victims, then y'all not even victims, you got some victorious, courageous people who went through this and said what they was going through to the point that they got there. And if it makes sense, I don't want to just be able to talk to those who's been through it to encourage them. Don't we want to try to talk to those to try to get them prevent from going through the same thing? Like I've been through the streets, I'm deep from the streets. I've been shot, and I was talking to my son the other day. He's 18 yesterday, and he's down there in Vegas. And he called me, said, "Dad, you're right," because I told him. It's TV stuff, you get your grind on. I understand, but and like as y'all can hear, Miss Willette Hurst, she's an evangelist, and she encourages. Matter of fact, I want to ask Evangelist Willette if other ladies know. Y'all remember the song "Hokey Pokey"? You remember that? And you remember? I don't know if you heard, but the past about 3 or 4 weeks ago, he died. And
I didn't know that.
Still trying to bury him.
Wow.
Have you heard of that, Miss Willette? You evangelist. What would you tell the family?
That he was buried. He died and he was buried.
No, they haven't been able to bury him. It's been 4 weeks since he's died.
Why they haven't been able to bury him? Because of the finances?
Well, they put his right foot in, and then they take his right foot out. I had to throw that in. Look at Miss Willette's face.
She's so tired of you.
Use the channelness of the Lord.
I'm trying to behave. Cynthia, I'm trying to behave. Did you see him?
Hey,
I see him.
Can't help it. I got inspired by these books that Miss Willette Hurst wrote.
What I tell you?
Wait, but this is one Big Hank love. He loved this book. Don't kill your vision for another nigga's baby. Even though they edited it out.
I need to read that one.
Hey, look, you go to Amazon, they get it to you in 2 or 3 days. It's
Okay.
I paid for these books. I thought at least would be about thick. You said, I'm like, you got that's all you had to say.
That's the right size for me to read.
There's a lot of people not sitting down trying to read no thick books no more.
Yeah,
we got too much. We got too much stuff to do for that.
It's really deep. It goes along with what y'all saying. What Miss Trina said, Miss Cynthia saying, don't kill your vision for somebody else. Because some people say, like, I know y'all haven't been through this. Oh, wait a minute. Her other book is Do It Now. I was trying to figure out, is the cover of Black Bruce Jenner. I didn't know her. And stuff. Is he wearing heels now?
Yeah.
Because Miss Willette was sitting up there like, Roy Anthony, let someone else talk.
Anthony talking about these books.
Don't kill my vision.
I also have a book, and it's called "Fight Lives in the Heart of a Survivor." It's on Kindle.
Is it at Amazon?
Yeah.
Okay, what? Okay, I'm gonna get that one. I tried
It's a good book.
Gregory said, never believe a doctor. The creator has a plan for everyone. You can overcome anything.
What he said.
Absolutely right.
But let me touch on one thing, Roy. You said a word that I was just talking about yesterday on my show that I would love for us to just change. And that word is disabled. Because when you think of disabled, you think of that inability to do something, right? Because it's dis. The word dis means can't. It's dis. You're not capable of doing it. So I feel like, why can't everything be a special need? Because everybody has their own special need. Some of it is mentally, some of it is physically, just it's different for everybody. But every last one of us on this show and around the world has a special need. So I feel like if we change our mentality and stop saying disabled, you're putting this stigma on this person saying what they're incapable of doing because they're disabled when they really just have a special need.
But I was going to ask you that. I'm glad you brought that up because it was another part I want to say.
What?
When you start feeling, you're getting better and everything. No, I'm not saying a joke because I just noticed she was like, what?
I know
she was like, you better be serious, boy.
What you got to say, Mr. Anthony?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Did you ever get tiresome to y'all that when, like, some people are sympathy seekers.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever got tired? Like, say, for instance, you went to a function, you want
Let
to
me tell you right now, you ain't got to finish
be
the
like,
sentence.
"Hey, y'all give Cynthia that couch. You know she had a stroke."
I hate that.
I'm about to say that it would seem like it would bother. What about you, Miss Trina? You just like it too?
Yes, I mean, I don't want people just to look at me like that's the first thing you see. Oh, she had a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, as we say, I'm not what happened to me.
Right.
Get to know me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just somebody that trauma came and I'm trying to get over it and still be me, who I am.
Yeah.
So being a stroke, like, don't put that with my name. I am a survivor.
Yes.
Yeah, I earned that title, a survivor.
Facts.
But just don't say, "Oh, she a stroke survivor."
You had to be courageous to become the survivor. Some people give up.
And that's what I actually thought you was finna say, because it's some of us who stroke survivors, and we use that as a crutch, and it's like, woe is me. But we are so, like, I can only speak for me and Trina because I know her so well. And we are the furthest from woe is me type chicks. That's why we've created the acronym STROKE. And it means strength through recovery over need and emotions. Ain't nobody got time to be massaging up. Oh, I had a stroke. Don't nobody care that you had a stroke. Life, what it is, trauma happened to you. Now, how you gonna take it? How you gonna handle what happened to you?
You know what I'm saying? I come from both sides, because, like I say, in 3 years into my stroke, before I met Joy, I was that person. Before myself sitting in one position all day, and I felt like my life was 3,000 puzzle pieces, and I didn't know which piece to pick up first. And I'm sitting there day after day after day, trying to figure out. It's come from somebody that was working 2 jobs, been working since 16. Here I am, got to sit in this house, and everything is turned upside down. People not calling like they used to call. Ain't nobody coming to visit. So then you start questioning yourself. What did I do wrong? I didn't ask for this.
Right.
And the reason why I say it, because I was the type of person that I wanted to give up. It's no use. I'm not going to beat this. I'm not never going to be better than where I'm at, because the doctors are telling me within 6 months, if you don't see no improvement, that's basically it. So I'm leaving the doctor's office crying like I'm going to be like this the rest of my life. And to see somebody that was just like me to push further, and I was like, wow, she cook, clean, and everything. I was like, nah, she ain't gonna beat me.
But you know, Miss Trina, you said some things that
was good.
Where on any type, on health situations, and I'm listening to y'all, and you had the same similarities as, okay, my man Gregory Williams that I brought in. He's a victim of a violent crime. He was shot and it paralyzed him over 20 years ago, and he's been in a wheelchair. One time he sparked my heart because she sent me a picture of him standing up. And so I was a victim of a shot. I got shot on the freeway and going headed to Compton in 2001. And me and my DJ, he took 4 in the face and I took 6 in my back. They shot us with a sawed-off shotgun with 44 mags. And for a month or so, I pondered, why did I get shot? And then what really bothered me is that when the doctors would take the bullets out, they put them in his bag, and I get a call from the detective to tell me that the ballistics matched 7 other murders. Now I'm asking myself, why me, Lord? And believe it or not, even though I lived, it depressed me. And I started like, why did I get to live? Just like y'all ladies, there's a lot of people who've had stroke victims, and they call it a rap.
That's because you just said the key word, though. They are stroke victims. We are stroke survivors. That's the difference.
Woo!
We made that choice.
Girl,
that we had
You just said some words right there.
I know for a long time I was like Roy with the why me, but then I realized why not me? Who else strong enough to do it like me? No.
Well, that's that's the level I went into. We have William Rodriguez Morrison in the background. I'm gonna have him put on a shirt first before I bring him around all these ladies. I put him in the back. He's laughing in the background. He's seen these ladies. He's like cha cha cha. And so, I want to bring, but there was a video that was requested, but I want to bring him in real quick. William was one of the leading securities, but he's also running for mayor of Los Angeles City. And I got him put in a shit. But we're going to bring up this video. It was a request. This is Big Hank. He's not here at the time, but I want to show this video of his. Oh, that's not showing. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all.
What's going on, man? How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, Dick. How you doing?
That's my pastor.
Hey, listen, we want to know if we can shoot a video here at the church that I know.
Is it going to glorify God?
Of course.
All right.
Of course. Now, is there anything we can or cannot do at the church?
As long as you recognize that Jesus is real, it's all good.
I got you. I'm going to make sure that happens. All right.
Hey, yo, man, something going on in front of the church.
What's wrong? What happened?
I pulled up.
Yeah, man, my Jesus is real, man. I'm gonna tell you what he brought me through. Yeah. Jesus is real, sincere with the gratitude. I used to be the dude walking around with the attitude. Now I'ma keep it real, tell you just what he brought me through. Been shot 5 times and they thought they had got me too. Now I can take it back to my days on Figueroa. When I had him on the streets, man, I had him on the corner. Came up and bought a house and I moved out to Corona. From the package I was slinging all the way to Arizona. Now Jesus is through it all. And took a couple lows, I done took a couple falls. They even hit the pen, me mother through them halls. And just to get the child, I had to walk through the fall. Now I can tell you more, and it's all gonna be real. The only way I'm here is, man, I had to take the deal. Now I can take my time and I can tell you how I feel. My Jesus is the only way I got to keep it real.
Jesus is real. Jesus is real. Jesus is real.
Yeah. Living with Long Beach. This for Ricky Harris. I was born with a bad head. A bad man didn't know about it back then. God's plan, I once attempted suicide. It didn't work, then it had to be a reason, cause his grace gave me work. I done been on my deathbed. Gunshots, couldn't see the devil coming cause my mind's on rock. On my way to doing life for a bag and a murder. Seen the tears in my baby's eyes. She was hurt, so I got on my face and begging God for his favor. I heard the homies laughing, so I prayed with my neighbor. I done enough dirt in the streets and I don't really want to deal with the soap that I read. Ricky Harris said it all one night at the church. Me and Hank both smiled, not knowing it would hurt. I told a homie home, but I never forget that man. Bless me in the church and the death comedy jam.
Jesus is real. Jesus is real. Jesus is real. Jesus is real. Can nobody tell me that?
I used to keep the banger on me, feeling I was untouchable. I stayed fitted to get it, yeah, like Heathcliff Huxtable. Cruising down the street in my 6'4", I walked the edge of the razor in pursuit of my dough. I was ruthless, I kept it rocking to the right side. My son had the east way, that thing I won't try. This lifestyle I lived, it led to prison and back. I was feeling persecuted, yeah, like John the Baptist. My mama used to ask me, boy, when you gon' quit it? At the same time, praying for me, hoping I get it. My soul was heavy burden, I was short on faith. One night I heard the voice of God and I saw his son's face. Started praying for myself and got strong in the Lord. And now I reap a better harvest, way bigger than before. I wear the armor of the Father, ain't no need for a gun, cause I'm protected by the blood, cause now I'm walking with his son. Jesus is real. Jesus is real. Rest in peace.
Bro Anthony.
What's up with you, Mike?
What's up, Big Hank?
Man, I can't call it.
What's happening with you, homie?
Everything good, man. You remember the testimony night?
Hey man, that's my partners. That's Jesus is real. I was on the video. Who did we got off the? Oh,
Cynthia.
wait a minute.
Cynthia.
My bad.
You just kicked me out.
Sorry about that. We got in one of my good friends right here. It's William. Now you got William Morrison Rodriguez. I thought it was William Rodriguez Morrison, but running for mayor. What's up with you, William? How you doing, bro?
Hey, not much, man. Just been hanging in there. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the runoff, but since I figure I'm not going to give up, because there's one thing you never give up. And, I would have got on earlier, but I was on the phone with this one company called PalletShelters.com.
Yes.
So I was talking to Melissa, and now I really got more evidence against the city of LA. Those pallet little shelters that they have put up throughout the city, there's over 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
They only cost $8,000. Okay. And the electricity is already running to them and stuff like that. And they're charging our consumers from the city saying they're $100,000. So that means $92,000 is missing. Okay. And if nobody's staying in those little shelters because they leak and stuff like that, why did they spend so much money on all that crap? Doesn't make no sense at all.
I know a lot of y'all looking at William is been a tax auditor for Los Angeles for 20 years. He knows where money's going. I tell you people, I got connections. Look, this man shadowed Dr. Dre during the Super Bowl. We don't bring in everybody on.
And then Dr. Dre went in the wrong area without credentials, and I didn't know who he was. I was getting ready to throw him out physically.
I would have
until his hammer came by and said, "Oh, that's Dr. Dre."
Gin and juice, Dre Day. I'm sorry, I didn't introduce everyone. Big Hank, obviously he's off today. Something you probably had to go through. Cynthia Joi Willette Hurst and Miss Trina, aka Courage. This is William Morrison Rodriguez. He was running for Los Angeles mayor. And he's very insightful of knowing what's happening in LA. A lot of people wants to get out to LA, but don't understand that. Hey, it's like swimming. If you don't know to swim, then you bound to drizzle out for real. And I'm fortunate enough to know people like William Morrison, who has the real. I don't go with rumors. I go to the head people. Mr. Morrison has been around with me.
Like Roy, I'm not going to give up, so I'm going to run for city council against Kevin Leon.
You was broke up for a second. State it again.
Well, I was just saying, even though that I didn't make it to the runoff, I'm going to run for city council in my area. And Kevin Leon right now is being investigated for money laundering. Of course, we've had other city council members, Jose Huizar from the same district. for money laundering, so he might be doing 30 years. And now Kevin DeLeon's added to the list, so I'm gonna be running for his seat.
See, it's amazing. He shares some stuff with me, and sometimes it's the general public. And we had this show. See, on our shows, we're not naive. I tell anybody, Miss Trina, Miss Cynthia, and the cities that you live in, find out your charters, find out the city council people. It was through William that I found out what our city council people doing. In LA, it's obviously they ain't been doing nothing. They get this $100,000-$200,000 payroll and work only about what? How many hours would you say they work for you?
Only about 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours.
2 hours a week.
And it's more than that. They just got a increase in their salary. It's $320,000 a year.
What?
That's for people who say, I'm gonna make a change in the neighborhood. I found out the city council and the mayors are the ones who can change the charters on how police even conduct themselves to you. The housing and everything. So I can
all you have to do is
that charter man, that councilman sitting in the church with you and say, yeah, it's a shame that these police are doing this like this. Go to work, man. If you go to work,
all you got to do is just say it's a pilot program as well. Sorry about that, Roy. So the way to get like the money, you just say it's a pilot program, and then you get the discretionary funds, and that's unlimited. So you can just take that money. You don't even have to do the project. They say that they're doing the project that's in the works, and it never gets done. That's how they've been doing it.
I'm writing that down.
Getting money.
That's not cool.
No, it's not.
They said police everywhere, but it's not even sometimes the police. It's sometimes the ones who are acting like they're the
people.
Yeah, because sometimes the police themselves, as you see, are puppets. It's the ones who runs it. A lot of people don't know. I tell someone, if it weren't for William, I start looking up what charters meant. You hear this all the time, the charter. If you live in Texas, in the city you live at, Ms. Trina, look up, find out what the charter is. Public access. There's a lot.
You breaking up.
What you say?
Oh, you breaking up. I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was telling everybody, we had a show one time about charters. I'm thinking about bringing it up again. This is 2022. Our cities have been based off of charters of 1905, 1895, stuff like that. Los Angeles is 1910. The last time it was been redone. Just like the Declaration of Independence. I always felt that after the Civil War, the Declaration of Independence could have been revised because we turned into a whole different way of direction. We have charters in each cities, and each charter reads out how the police is supposed to conduct, how the city officials supposed to conduct. Like, there's no way we should have potholes in the same street that you've been driving over and over and over. And William Rodriguez Morris is one of the ones who was trying to bring attention to that. What a lot of people bellows out about is that he's a Republican, and sometimes it seemed like blacks just all went Democrat. Me, I'm a free American. I can be swayed. So I asked some people, I'm gonna ask Miss Willette and Cynthia, they co-stars of the show, what's the difference between Democrats and Republicans?
One for the people, one for themselves.
See, that's a person's statement. That's not the official of it. That's a cool statement as an analogy, but that's not how it is. Because us black folks been in poverty and Latinos been in poverty for over the past 100-something years. We stayed in poverty. And we've been voting Democrat for 56 years. There's more prisons built when done the Democrats.
I personally don't like none of the politics because I don't feel like no person should be ahead of no country. We all people, we make mistakes. So I feel like we should have all came in as a collective to figure out what needs to happen. I don't feel like
but what happens is we always have somebody voted in. Like if you go run a club, you want to be where it's fair to, because people always want somebody to be the answer. Now, what I'm saying is that we went for Democrat because we made it socially. You just made a statement, and I'm going to tell you reason what's the difference between Republicans and Democrats. Democrats felt that God should not be in politics, that it should be a socialness, and God should just be in your personal life. Republicans believe that God should be in politics. That's why Abraham Lincoln felt guilty to say, let's free the slaves. Nowadays, the way man is, just like nothing's wrong with the Bible, but you got preachers who preach it, ain't never about living it.
Yeah, but like I say, I think no matter if it's Democrat or Republican, one ain't better than the other. They both jacked up because power shouldn't be in nobody's hands like that.
Well, you know what? I totally agree. That's why I look at the Declaration of Independence in the 3rd chapter. If this government fails you, we the people have the right to abandon it and start anew.
Mm-hmm.
But see, we can never but how can we attack something nationally? I was always told, if you don't at home and make up your bed first. You can't change the world unless you make up your own bed. So I always say, it starts at home, starts in your neighborhood, goes to your city, to your state, and then we can talk about changing the world. You ever hear somebody who says, hey, what do you want to do? Well, I would hope to be a change to the world. Man, your neighborhood is junky. Fix that up first.
Right.
Facts.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
See, some people want to help everybody else. See, I was giving out a plan to make money last week. Somebody told me I'm not like-minded. Well, then you're broke. Because if I'm broke, I'm going to listen to somebody how we can make some money. Because the mindset that you in ain't helping. I give a curse why I love him. He's personal security when Roy Anthony performs. Look, he had my back, and I got to know him. We got to really sharing and talking. And then his actions is actually on that. He's talking. This man's a apartment owner. He's like me, and where he takes care of his mother. If I'm not mistaken, she has dementia, and he's right there. Positive influence. Somebody can't tell me what you can't do. It ain't about it from black or Latino or from white and anything. Do I talk like this all the time, man? Will you?
Yeah, you do. And you know, it's encouragement that you give me, because with my mama dementia and Alzheimer's, sometimes it's really rough on me because, you know, wishing me dead. So that's why when I'm working security, it's a way for me to relieve like my anger that I have built up. So that's why I have zero tolerance for anybody when I slam to the ground.
Man, don't you know what I'm going through at home?
Even though they're over
trying to break across this piece. But I'm with you, bro.
Yeah.
See, I be wanting everybody to see. It's not, I tell him, he'll tell you, I'm not Republican or Democrat. I know his heart. I seen his work. And he doesn't brag about it. This man covers Justin Bieber, all these top people, Dre and them, ain't asking for an autograph or nothing. He works. Your video sticking a little bit there, Will. The thing is like what he was running for in LA. People sometimes they hear it, and what gets me is the candidates that's running for mayor of Los Angeles don't even know. I ain't never heard of them. I know Eric Garcetti because he's been the mayor. Not that, but I live in Long Beach, so I know what's happening there, you know. The city of Los Angeles is different.
Yeah.
But
I've seen that too with all the containers.
You say it again? What'd you say, William?
I said I was down there by the port the other day. I was down by the port of Long Beach, and all those containers that are just stacked up that aren't even leaving like the yards to go to the consumers, to the stores. And that's wrong, man. They should just get those things out of there. So
Well, they
this
gotta
way,
have them diesel
they're just trying to
drivers.
jack up the prices on the consumer.
Yeah, it's them diesel drivers.
Mhm.
They're saying diesel driver. They're saying that they want you to
Drivers?
haul so much, and gas is more expensive, but they ain't giving them no, no tax breaks, none of that. But I'm gonna tell you, our state, California, is way better than these other states, though. For real. I was down there. I went to Florida, and I did not know how. Man, look, I was in Fort Myers, Florida, over by Naples, and I thought it was a baseball game. It was like hundreds of cars around this thing down this thoroughway, and they was there for COVID checks. And nobody really goes to that unless you're feeling sick. It was cars all the way down. I seen it for myself. You constantly saying it's imaginary disease, but I'm constantly seeing people. And they got the long terms where you constantly keep a call yourself. And so I see the people like yourselves who've been these are Cynthia and Trina William are how can I say warriors. See, you always got something to say, Miss Willette. Be patient. See, you heard what she said. She gonna say, "Get it right." She always antagonizing. That's evangelist in her. She want to tag. All I want to say is the courageous people. I didn't want to say survivors because Cynthia said she don't like that.
No, I don't mind survivors. Just don't call me a victim and don't tell me I'm disabled.
Okay, that's what I said.
And don't tell me I'm
Let's talk about get it right.
I might have to cut you.
I'm still trying to get it right. I'm still trying.
Yeah, you gonna say, but get it right. My brothers and sisters, I'm here to tell you, get it right. If you say nothing stupid.
And Roy, I want to share something with everybody once I get a chance.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to share something with them. As you know, years back, I was trying to become a police officer, but I got kicked off the force for beating up my mom's boyfriend for trying to kill her. All right. I got suspended, so I joined the Marine Corps in Special Forces. See, you never knew I served in the military in the Marine Corps, man, for 10 years.
I do. I did. Remember?
Yeah, man, when I was telling
you. To call Bill.
So, you know, it's really difficult. You know, now going through my post-rest disorder, just thinking about running into some of my comrades. In Desert Storm, that 17-hour war, I was just specifically just to be there for one target, take out the target. They were shocked that I was already there at the target while they were landing on the beach. Want me to stand down. And they got desert tarantulas, so that's what I was shooting to get to my point. So when they saw that carnage, that's why they decided, okay, they want to surrender. But it was just one man killed 197 individuals. I'm still saying they're tarantulas. They're tarantulas, man, because that's what I'm just putting in my mind. Took a polygraph test, passed it. It's mind over matter. But I already knew it was the enemy. So I just took out the enemy. I was supposed to take out Hussar Hussein. They wouldn't let me do it. I keep on thinking, would the world be a better place if they would have just let me get rid of him? You know.
Well, man, you can't be having no stress on your shoulders with that. That's not on you. You did what you were supposed to do, and you had to let that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what we were just talking about. These ladies was talking about how stressed. You can't change nothing from the past, bro. You know, you followed orders. That's why they got you elevated as you are. A lot of people know, man, my man is deep. He shares some of these guys, and he needs to. I wanted him on because we have a lot of military veterans that is going through this, that they commit suicide. They stressing. They get sick and stuff, and the VA don't help them do for them like that. So sometimes they gotta have that mindset. I can verify for Mr. Williams. He been there, done that. I've sat with him personally. and stuff, and he see the ghosts and everything. And guess what? You talking about veteran and stuff. But I had to tell him, man, you did what you're supposed to do. I always have good when I'm around him. He has my back for real. All I gotta do is say, "Let me introduce you to Bill." And boy, that problem is deceased like that. If you want to find out the hard way, just come around with, and I'm gonna say, "Let me introduce you to Bill," and there we go. My man said, hello. You need real free and high quality service to increase your viewers. Check string details, DOT. Okay, we're gonna look at that some different.
He got rid of that so quick. I'm so glad.
But this is extraordinary people. We're based around the U.S. Trina, are you bored with this?
No.
You
my internet is going in and out, so I'm catching little bits. So I keep trying to move them so I can get to
yes. But the desires that you feel is because we are 100. We mess up. We have our own life, and this is what the show was based about. Mm-hmm. God bless you. I thought I seen you sneeze. It's about having a conversation.
Yes, but it's good to be aware of stress in everything, and I want to apply him because for him to be a veteran working, fighting for us as people of the world, and to see, I really was finna get ready to. Jordan know how I am. I get very emotional, and to see him, and I was like, I was finna start tearing up. So I had to start moving around because, like you said, the veteran hospital, they don't help people that go to war to fight for us and then come back. Where is they here? Where is somebody to say when they having a problem or feeling down to give
we
them
all teared up, Trina. Don't feel by yourself. I teared up too. I just played it off like there was something on my eye, but that is just we got.
I just want to tell him that we appreciate you.
Man, I love him. He's like my brother. I love him. I love him. Like, no homo. I ain't trying to say nothing against him.
No. I mean, we can love. That's what's missing in this world, to be able to say, "Hey, I love you."
Yeah, and he never once ever
thinking that.
Yeah. He shares with me, and we'll share about our personal life. And one time we was talking because he is a leader in the Latino community.
When they had that
I tell everybody, look, I went through a situation where I got shot. No one ever I even bring up the race on because they don't qualify. What happened is that whole race. I see ladies, I used to be able to talk to ladies. Hola, mija, señorita, tu es muy bonita. Yo soy alta-moreno igual pues muy inteligente. They be like,
see, I'm gonna be able to talk fluid like this. I hear you.
But you know what? I thank God because this is it's nothing done by coincidence. William had to be in. He had to see family members was right there with him. But just the love in our heart. Man, I applaud you. Look, I do stand-up comedy, y'all. And I tell people all the time, I think I said this last week, we have freedoms that we don't know that we have unless you go to another country and realize you don't have it like that. Mm-hmm. I had a friend of mine, partner of mine. He went down to Tijuana, Mexico, and clown and stuff and got arrested. After he sobered up, after a day, he wakes up and he telling the guard, "Can I make a phone call?" He said, "What you think this is, America, my friend?" His first call was after 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. See, here in America, you're entitled to a phone call within 24, 48 hours. In other countries, that ain't the law. And sometimes people from our country goes out and think, and you have to realize how much freedom we really have. Miss Willette, you spoke in Bahamas, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the laws like over there? Were they like America's?
Oh, no, totally different. Totally
told
different.
them, don't kill your dream, your vision for another man's baby. William, this is the author right there. I tell anybody, please go to Amazon. You had to just put in the search in you Willette M. Hurst. You put that in, the books will show up. She did not give me these. I bought them, and when I eventually see her, she would autograph them. And
I took it out.
Cynthia said that she has a book. We're going to get that book. Trina, are you working on something as well?
Not at this moment, but Joy's pushing me to put my story out there. I don't feel like I have a story, but she's determined for me to put something out there because she feels that I have something to say.
Everybody has a story, honey.
I'm just trying to find it.
Yes.
But you know what? Cynthia said that that's what she was to push, to give other people encouragement. And when I heard you say that you were just sitting there, and Dave, my heart was going out to you on that. And so, because I did that, I sat for like a month looking at my car, and I was scared of it.
We not gonna get on the car situation.
Yeah, but you got somebody who's helping pull you through on it, right?
Yeah, that's been there. That's been there.
Before go ahead, Miss Willette. You got the floor.
Can I? If you have somebody that's been there for you, that's been through it, can help walk and pull you out, or like you said before, that can pull her up because she's been there.
Hey, well, if you got the Marines, what's that you showing, William?
That's the book. The whole history of the Marine Corps.
Oh wow. I
was cleaning up the house and I found it the other day.
Hey, y'all, I even got a coin. I got me a military coin. It's only good for bars, though. Like, if somebody say, pull out your coin and you don't have a coin, you got to buy a drink. William know what I'm talking about. I got a coin from a high person. Okay, y'all, before we get off, I'm going to tell you something. What the story looks like. Trina, will you come back in Thursday?
Sure.
I want to continue this conversation about, because I want to get addressed with what my man Gregory was going through. Oh yeah, I got one of them coins and stuff. I got a coin that when you at the bar and they say pull your coins out, if you don't have a coin, you at the bar, you gotta buy everybody a drink. I got my official one when I be at the NCO. Look here, we're not gonna hold up too long. We're not gonna hold up everyone too long.
Now she's over like
you can tell when somebody been on punishment, huh?
Yeah.
Been on punishment.
Yep.
Oh, you always tell your own self you want to call people's government names out. She wanted to say address, who's doing it. You can tell when you was the oldest child. You can tell when the women are the oldest child of their family. She just be telling on herself. What are we? Is it church?
Oh,
you asking permission? Isn't this amazing to us, Cynthia? We don't know that. We usually just talk.
2 times in a row.
She just brought church in here.
Special coin.
Everyone else just talks. Go ahead, Miss.
Everybody else was in the doghouse. But so I just wanted to reach in regards to William.
Yes,
William, I'm born and raised Cali. So I was born in Santa Monica. I grew up in West Hollywood. So I appreciate the stuff that you do, and also want to just pray that that release you from your stress that you're going through, and thank you for taking care of your mom. Thank you for taking care of the world, and thank you for taking care of your mom, because that's a big deal to do that, and don't take it lightly. And
I totally agree. No man should carry the burden of somebody stopping a dictator like that. You followed the orders.
Yes.
It'd be different if you followed the orders. We wouldn't know you, because then you'll be in a prison in Guantanamo Bay upside down with feathers ticking you on your nose and torturing you and stuff. But you were here, so we thank you. And the guy doesn't want you to beat yourself up on that.
But we don't take it lightly. at all.
Yeah,
So
I thank you
we
for sir. I
appreciate
tell
it.
all my veterans because a lot of people in America, we don't know the free, even gangbangers, you know, the toughest person. You see what happened? What was his name? The rapper who was over there, and he got caught up in another country, and former President Donald Trump tried to say he got him out and stuff. But we seen that with Brian Griner. She just had the vape thing. It's cool here in America, but they don't know it means it's going over there. And so my thing is, I won't even go in someone else's state without knowing the laws, let alone go to another country. And we thinking that we supposed to be so privileged. Everybody on his panel ain't LeBron James. He probably can go over there in Russia and all that and kick it with them and all that. You and I ain't. You better be a proper citizen. They be thinking I'm the Pope because I don't smoke. Well, I do smoke it. I wouldn't do it over there. You understand? Hey, before we go off, I like to play this contest. I like to play this. And what it is all the deepness that we've been talking, which we want to pick this up again Thursday. I want to expound on what Gregory said because, Cynthia, this goes back to the ADA, the American Disability Act. You know, no one wants to be feeling like they sick or you disabled to prevent you from being a regular human being as far as getting places, going places.
Yeah.
You know, we got streets that don't have sidewalks, and you got people getting risked by hitting the car while they in the little electric chair going down the side of the street in the gutter area instead of on the sidewalk. We make enough money in this country. It shouldn't be no homeless. It shouldn't be nobody hungry.
That part.
That bothers me when I see that some people, this family was still hungry.
A lot of people. Seniors.
When I see our veterans treated where they just got a new number for those who are depressed. I want to tell everybody from all military, anybody, but it's for military veterans who's thinking in some way or another. The number is 988, and you can call it. It's established. I feel like we at Woe Entertainment kept bringing something out that they say, let's finally, out of all these years, finally come up with a number where you can text it or call it if you have some problems. Now, anybody who knows me, if you want to talk to me personally, especially my friends and stuff, because there's not a subject I can't take. And I'm not saying I'm bragging, but I've been shot, I've been homeless, I've been hungry, I've been in jail, I've been banged on, left banged, all types of stuff. I've been on Skid Row for 3 weeks. And it would have been longer, but I was like, Lord, I can't do this one no more. I can't do this one. I'm putting myself in a situation. Situations has happened to me. I'm not an innocent person, but I paid the dues of the stuff that I did that was good. And so I want everybody to know who's listening, don't beat yourself up. God will meet you wherever you're at. He has a plan. If you're still here on this panel, he has a plan for you. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect, don't have to believe in Christ like me. I don't really go to church like that. I'm very spiritual. But if it help you, do what you do. I had to come to grips because I was faltering. Look, my mindset is, it's been prophesied that I'm a leader to where I would like everyone who works for me to get paid. But I was faltering because I wasn't paying my tithes. I was against tithing. And God had to hit me with hunger pains to go to my partner, Big Hank, who makes way less than I do, but just bought a new house, got a new car, freezer full of food, and I'm gonna sit up here making money. I'm still up here sharing an apartment with my cousin, and it's a studio apartment and stuff. You know, we both got a couch. and I'm like, wait a minute. When you hungry and only thing you can do is had enough change, not Roy Anthony got enough change to go over here to the AMPM to get a cup of noodles and some grandma cookies. And then somebody called me and said, hey, I said, y'all about to eat. What you eating? Oh, some cup of noodles and cookies. They said noodles and cookies, man?
That sounds like a jail spread to me.
Thank you, Miss Willette Hurst. Evangelist Willette, you have once again hit us with some honorary words of wisdom. I thank you so much. Okay, in this part, before we let y'all go, and William, we need you back in Thursday. I'm gonna send that to you. We need you back in Thursday.
All right,
You have to
sounds
catch
good.
it every week. I don't want you to take the burdens of Los Angeles, the burdens of this world on your show. You have enough by dealing with your moms and everybody. Look, if you an act of love covers a multitude of sins. I try to do something lovely at once because all the sin I be doing, don't you beat yourself up on that.
William, you got family in Cali. I got you.
See?
I got you.
Well, he's my person. I just want to let everyone know. Now, he is my personal security. When I have comedy shows to do, I need him with me for real. And I love his people, so for real. Now, before we do, I need everybody to get a straight face. Trina, I got to make sure you got a straight face. This is 4 questions that I ask. If you find yourself smiling or laughing, you lose. It's automatic. You're not in, you know what I'm saying? You can keep listening, but you can't maintain no more. Okay? You ready? Miss Willette, you got your face. She always got the strong eyes. We don't know if you laughing or crying with her eyes and stuff. Miss Trina, you in? Mr. William Rodriguez is in. Look, we're not. This is fun and game part. We're about to close it out. Everybody serious now, right? Okay. First question. What do dentists call their x-rays? What do dentists call their x-rays? I'm pretty sure you've been to a dentist and they take the x-rays. What do the dentists call their x-rays?
I don't remember x-ray.
No, they call it a toothpick.
You play so much.
A dentist x-rays is a toothpick. Okay, so everybody's doing so far. You can't take no drink and try to kill your laugh and smile, Cynthia.
I was eating ice, man.
Okay, as I know. So far, Miss Willette looked like she had to really tighten up her lips, but she didn't. Okay, the next question.
She holding it down.
The next question. Why do ducks have feathers? Why do ducks have feathers? To cover their butt quacks. To cover their butt quacks. Miss Willette, your face has changed. You might as well go on and smile because you will be taking a loss at this time.
Yeah, because you're special.
Okay, wait a minute. Third question. So far,
it ain't fair. I can't see Trina's face.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
That's why I her cheek because when she smiled, her cheekbones go up, and I noticed her cheekbones have not went up. For real, you can see that shine. Okay, Miss Willette, you were kind of lost, and Miss Joy kind of lost because she put a cup up and started trying to play it off. We seen that. Here's the third question. What did the hurricane say to the coconut tree? What did the hurricane say to the coconut tree?
I can't with Roy.
Hold on to your nuts. This ain't no ordinary blowjob. So far, William is the only one. Now I heard what Mr.
I hate you so much,
and I figured that everybody was going to say that. Wait a minute, this last question.
Oh Lord!
Just as I felt that everybody knows how Roy be thinking. They always say we know what Roy be thinking. So this is called What Rhymes with Kick? What rhymes with kick?
No.
Knowing me, what do you think? What's the word? What rhymes with kick?
Set up.
The answer is Pick. Your minds are in the gutter. Your minds are in the gutter.
Oh my gosh.
I knew that was going to throw them off. She said, oh, that's a setup, Cynthia.
That was a setup.
Hey, William, we got to have you in Thursday. Miss Trina, we got to have you back in Thursday. Big Hank will be coming back in. But I just want everyone to know this. It's not about how you came in. It's how you leave. All of us came in butt naked, depending on someone else. Now, how do we leave? What do we leave this world? God kept us here for a reason. We got shot victims, stroke survivors, family betrayals of people, this disease and caused other ailments. We have a man who went up there and was able to take Saddam Hussein out right then and face so many other stuff. He's seen stuff. Some of us still got nightmares from one murder, let alone seeing a lot of deaths. We got to understand. I thank God for every single one of y'all. I hope God blesses you and your family. Praying for strength for, I know what William's going through also with his personal life and stuff. And remember, an act of love covers a multitude of sins. Until I see y'all again, and I tell Miss Willette Hurst, know who you defending. That's the scripture we want to give Miss Hurst.
See, I can't.
Know who thou defended. God bless.
I'm so
God
tired.
bless you too. Ladies, I will see you on Thursday, and I'll see you again on Thursday as well, Roy.
Good.
And one thing I want to share with you. In my lifetime, I've had 4 bad car accidents where I should have died. I've had 3 heart attacks.
Say that to Thursday. You can't go to the end.
I'll save it to Thursday.
Okay, bro. God bless y'all.
Take care and God bless.
God bless.
See you on Thursday, boy.
Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show.